Caitlyn is the champion with the longest base attack range in the game, which gives her a huge early advantage over other marksmen. Because of this, she can feel highly oppressive to play against, and in this Caitlyn guide you get everything you need to know in less than 5 minutes. Caitlyn can auto-attack from a 650 radius, allowing her to dictate trading patterns in lane, and enabling you to poke down shorter ranged AD carries as they have little if any counterplay. This poke playstyle is most effective when combined with a poke support on top of that, so Morgana, Senna and Zyra for example make for great partners. Caitlyn's big weakness, on the other hand, are her extremely low defensive stats, so it is absolutely crucial that you avoid getting caught by an all-in engage and instead use your range to your advantage. Trading from a safe distance is always the way to go, but it will be especially favorable for you if you sync up your trades with Caitlyn's passive. Whenever your headshot is stacked, you can hold it to threaten your lane opponents and zone them away from the minion wave. During later stages of the game, random headshots can occur, but you will mostly get them from connecting your traps and your net. Caitlyn's Q spell is not only a good ability for clearing minion waves, but it is yet another long-ranged poking tool with which you can pressure your lane opponents. It has a long wind-up animation though, and it deals reduced damage to subsequent targets, so connecting it for full value can be difficult. It gets much easier, however, when you can aim at an opponent who first stepped into one of your W traps. Always use your Q on them before you right-click for your guaranteed headshot trigger for maximum damage. You can use traps to restrict the enemy's movement options, to block smaller jungle paths, and of course to chain CC them after they got hit by an ally's engage spell. Remember that your traps also hard counter stasis effects like Zhonya's Hourglass, since you will have plenty of time to place down a trap beneath an intangible opponent, holding them in place immediately after their intangibility wears off. Caitlyn's E is your main defensive spell. You can use it to quickly get away from an approaching opponent, and you can also cast both your trap and your Q during E's cast animation for a perfect combo. It is also possible to cross terrain with this spell, but only thin jungle walls and only when you click the subscribe button. Caitlyn's ultimate is unironically her least useful spell, but it is still a solid tool for finishing off fleeing low health enemies. Keep in mind that your ultimate's cast animation is extremely long, so never use it when you are still able to get into auto-attack range. Auto-attacks are your primary damage source after all, and this is also reflected in your rune page. You go for Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline and Cutdown, with Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm secondary. Because of Caitlyn's long auto-attack range, safely stacking Lethal Tempo is very easy for you, and once you get Lethal Tempo's bonus range on top, you can effectively kite any opponent without risking a counter-attack. Since Caitlyn's basic spells are highly useful in teamfights both offensively and defensively, you always run Presence of Mind, ensuring you will have consistent access to these tools. Legend Bloodline is your late game source of lifesteal, so you can focus on more damage in your item build. Cutdown is always strong on Caitlyn during all stages of the game because of her low base HP, providing a solid damage buff even early on. Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm allow you to scale even harder with your crit items, also enabling a more attack speed and utility focused build. Not only does Caitlyn auto-attack a lot, but her headshots also directly scale with critical strikes, which makes her itemization rather straightforward. Crit items are a must, and the crit mythic of your choice should always be Gale Force. As I've said before, Caitlyn is extremely squishy, so you must prevent the enemy from getting on top of you. Between Gale Force's dash and your E spell, however, you should have plenty of options available to outplay enemy assassins and bruisers who try to run you down. Your safety increases even more once you complete your second crit item of Rapid Fire Cannon. At this point, you start getting value from Gale Force's mythic passive, while also gaining movement speed from Rapid Fire Cannon itself. This means you don't even have to rely on your dashes all the time anymore, as the combination of your movement speed and Rapid Fire's bonus range will often be enough to keep you safe. Your third item is naturally Infinity Edge, since you now unlock Infinity Edge's bonus crit amplification with 60% critical strike chance, boosting your headshot damage to ridiculous levels. You obviously want to get even more crit items at this point for maximum value, and the next item here is always Lord Dominic's Regards. Not only is this item optimal because of its crit chance and armor penetration, but also because Caitlyn uses the Giant Slayer passive better than most other champions. With Cutdown and Lord Doms, you are effectively weaponizing Caitlyn's exceptionally small health pool, allowing you to quickly take down tanky targets. For your last item, I recommend Bloodthirster for the perfect mix of damage and safety. In some games, however, you will need to buy healing reduction eventually, which means you will end up with a mortar reminder in your build. But there is only so much I can tell you in a quick overview like this, so if you want to learn more about Caitlyn, just click the link on your screen right there.